Okay, now let's continue with the end of chapter questions, okay, that we were discussing. And after discussion of end of chapter questions, we will start next chapter, chapter 6. Okay, so this question number 5, we discussed till question 4. Okay, now this is question number 5. Question number 5 is again, it's the same as we did in question number 2, I think. Okay, question number 2 is also like this, that explain using diagrams to help how these atoms transfer electrons to form ions. Okay, means you have to draw the diagram how these atoms transfer electrons to form ions. Okay, so whenever the word ions comes, it means that they are asking about dot and cross diagram. Okay, so you have to draw dot and cross diagram. For the first one, draw a dot and cross diagram for magnesium and fluorine. It means magnesium fluoride you have to draw. Okay, for magnesium, it's written, it has 12 electrons. Okay, so it will be 2, 8, 2. Okay, fluorine has 9 electrons, so it will be 2, 7. Okay, so magnesium can give these 2 electrons, but fluorine needs only 1 electron. Okay, so magnesium will give 1 electron to one fluorine, another electron to another fluorine.
Teacher,
Yes.
so I had a question. That is it just like metals give the electrons to non-metals, or non-metals can also give electrons to metals?
No, no, metals can give. Because in the starting I
Okay.
told you that metals are the donors. So it's always metals will give and non-metals will always receive.
So like that's why in non-metals are always negatively charged.
Yes. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so magnesium fluoride, MgF2 will form, okay? So you have to draw the dot and cross diagram, Mg square brackets, Mg2 plus charge will come because magnesium will give 2 electrons, okay? And each fluorine will get minus charge. There will be 2 fluorine, 2 fluorides, okay, and each of them having minus 1 charge, okay? And then you have to explain the ion formation also in 3 to 4 lines. And in part B, it's about magnesium and oxygen. So magnesium again 282, and oxygen has 8 electrons. So it will be 2 and 6. Okay. So in the second diagram, magnesium will give 2 electrons, both of them to oxygen, because needs oxygen need 2 electrons. Okay, so here you will make only one magnesium having 2 plus charge and one oxygen having 2 minus charge. So only these two will be formed. Okay, and you have to draw the full dot and cross diagram with all shells. Okay, and after that explain them all. Explain it also, the ion formation. Part A, have you done correctly? Uh-huh. Good. Okay, do part B also later on. Okay, clear, girls?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now question number 3. Look at the periodic table on page 400. Part A. What is the link between the group a metal is in and the charge on its ions? You can use sodium, magnesium and aluminium as examples. Okay. They are saying that what is the link between group number of a metal, and charge on its ion. Okay, so they are asking what is the link between these two things. So the link is that the group number tells us, okay, I'm just writing it, that group
Teacher,
number,
you will send the answer key of the questions.
no, I'm discussing with you. So just write it, okay, during explanation. That, okay, this is the answer. That group number of a metal tells us the charge on its ion. Okay, for example, sodium is in group 1. Okay, sodium is in group 1. So the charge on its ion,
Positive.
yes, is also 1. Okay, because sodium is positive 1 positive. So if the element metal, okay, I'm talking about metal. So if a metal is in group 1, so the charge on its ion will also be 1. Okay, and if the element like magnesium is in group 2, okay, so the charge on it is also 2 plus.
Well, if it's in the transition metals,
Yeah,
then
it's transition metals. It's only for group 1, 2 and 3. Okay, transition metals
so
have various valencies.
so like if there's like any number, like any like if any what did I say, like if like something like Mg, if that's in transition metal, will it be 3? Will the charge be 3 positive?
They're asking about the number with it.
Yes,
The
so
group number tells us.
it's in transition metals, so will it be 3?
For transition metals, they can form various valencies. So they can be +2, +3, +4. So it
Teacher,
depends
what are
upon.
valencies?
This is the valency, that how much electron they can give. This is a valency.
Okay.
Okay, how many number of electrons they can give and how many number of electrons they can receive. That's it, their valency. Okay, so like aluminium. Okay, I'm not writing full. You have to make up a sentence. That aluminium is in group 3. So the charge on it is also 3 plus. Okay, they're saying that you can use sodium, magnesium and aluminium as examples. So use these examples, sodium, magnesium and aluminium, and tell that group number tells us about the charge on the ion. Sodium is in group 1, so the charge is 1. Magnesium is in group 2, so the charge is 2. Aluminium is in group 3, so the charge is also 3. Okay, this is for the metals. Done?
Yes, teacher, then.
About the if the element is in transition metals, well, how will we know what's the number?
No, not the transition metal. Just leave the transition metals for now.
Okay.
Okay, for the transition metals, it depends upon that with which non-metal they are combining. So they can form various charges. They can form 2 also, 2 plus also, 3 plus also, 4 plus also. Even they can form a +8 charge also. They can give 8 electrons. So it depends that with which non-metal they are combining. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, next question, part B. Okay. Part B is try to find a simple mathematical equation that tells you the link between the charge on a non-metal ion and its group number. Use oxygen and fluorine as examples. Okay. Now, this question is about non-metal. So they are saying that develop an equation between the non-metal group number and the charge on its ion. Okay, you can use oxygen and fluorine as an example. So the mathematical equation is charge on an ion. Okay, this is for the non-metals, remember. equation of an ion, charge of an ion is equal to 8 minus group number. Okay, this is the equation, 8 minus group number. So for example, for oxygen,
Teacher, I don't understand part B.
okay, this is the equation to find the charge on an ion of a non-metal.
So teacher, this 8, what is 8 over here?
8 is the complete configuration, because in group 2 and group 3, total 8 number of electrons can come, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is why we are using number 8 here.
Teacher, I don't really understand.
We will always use 8.
Yes, we will always use 8. Okay, this is the equation, beta. They are asking in the question that develop an equation to find out the charge on an ion, okay, for a non-metal. The previous question number part A is about the metal, okay, and it was really simple that the group number tells us about the charge. The group number is the charge number, okay, but this is not the case for the non-metals. For non-metals, we have an equation to find out that what will be the charge, okay. And
Teacher, I don't really understand part B.
Teacher, this 8 minus group number is for oxygen.
is for non-metals. This is for non-metals.
So 8 will be used in all the non-metals.
Yes, for all the non-metals.
Okay.
Okay, non-metals. This equation is for the non-metals. Okay, to find the charge on an ion. That what will be the charge on non-metals. Okay, in part B, they are saying that find the equation tells us the link between charge of a non-metal and its group number. Okay, so we have to develop an equation with using charge number and group number. Okay, charge number and group number to find out the charge. What will be the charge? If we don't know the charge, how can we find the charge for the non-metals? Using this equation. Okay, it's simple math. Like in maths also you use equations to find out something. Okay, and here also to find the charge on an ion, you use this equation, 8 minus group number. Okay, so for oxygen charge, for example, if you don't know what is the charge, what will be the charge on oxygen? So to find it out, you will do 8 minus the group number of oxygen. From the periodic table, just tell me that in which group is oxygen present?
Group
Group 7.
Oxygen is present in?
Teacher, group 7.
Not
8.
7.
Group 6.
Group 0.
Teacher is in group 6.
6.
Miss is in group 8.
Oxygen is in group 6, beta. Not in group
Teacher
8.
is in 6.
Yes. So 8 minus 6 is 2. It means that the charge on oxygen ion will be 2 minus. Okay, it's very simple. This equation tells us that what will be the charge on non-metal. Non-metals always form negative, that we know. Okay, but what will be the number with it? Okay, this equation will tell us the number. So oxygen will always form 2 minus.
Teacher, I'm kind of confused in the formula, like 8 minus group number.
Why you are confused, beta? Just this is a simple formula. 8 minus group number. 8 is the maximum number of electrons. It's always going to be 8. Okay, because in second shell and in third shell, always total 8 electrons can come. Maximum 8 electrons. Okay, so it's always going to be 8. 8 minus group number in whatever group they are present. So for example, for fluorine, okay, for fluorine charge we don't know, so we will do 8 minus its group number. So fluorine is in
Group 7.
Yeah, very good. It's in group 7. So 8 minus 7 is 1. 1 minus. So the charge on fluorine will be 1.
Okay, what if we write -1? Will that be fine too?
No, 1 minus. Number will come first always. Always 8. 8 minus group number. This is the equation, fixed equation for non-metals, okay? Yeah. For metals, it's very easy because group number tells us the charge. Whatever will be the group number, it will be the charge.
Teacher, how many parts would we do?
All. Yeah, this question is a little bit difficult, okay, but okay, we have to do all of them. Okay, so this is part A and part B. Now I'm erasing, girls, I'm erasing part A and B, so please note it down quickly and then I'll talk about part C.
Done, miss.
Okay. Okay, later on you can see the recording if you want to see these points again. Okay, now part C. Part C is carbon which has 6 electrons never form ions. Why not? So carbon has 6 electrons, so its configuration will be 2, 4. Okay, configuration is 2, 4. How many maximum electrons can come in second shell? 8. Yes, how many electrons can come in second shell, beta? Total?
8.
8.
Very good. Total 8 electrons can come. Okay. So carbon needs 4 electrons, right? It needs 4 electrons to get completed. Okay. So carbon, see, listen carefully, that carbon has equal tendency. Carbon has equal tendency or ability to gain or to donate or to gain 4 electrons. It means that carbon can give these 4 electrons and become stable, okay, with just 2 electrons, and it can take also 4 electrons, means 4. It can give 4 electrons also, it can gain 4 electrons also, so it has equal capacity to do
So
both
teacher,
things.
a metal or a non-metal?
Yeah, so it means carbon can lose also and can gain also. So that is why carbon don't do anything like this. Okay, carbon says that it's better to share the electrons instead of giving and losing or taking 4 electrons. It's difficult to lose 4 electrons and it's difficult to gain also 4 electrons because 4 number is more. Okay, so it's difficult to lose 4 and it's difficult to gain also. So carbon prefers to share the electrons, okay, which we'll study in the next chapter, the sharing of electrons. So carbon prefers to share. So what you will write in the answer, that carbon has equal tendency to lose or gain electrons, and it is very hard to lose or gain 4 electrons. So carbon prefers, okay, you can write the same answer. Carbon prefers to share the electrons.
Covalent bond?
Hmm?
By covalent bond?
Yeah. Okay, so in the next chapter we will study about carbon, that how carbon share the electrons. Okay, so it's difficult, like if you have 4 things, it's difficult to lose 4. Like if you can give one pencil, it's fine. 2 pencils you can give. 3 also okay, you can give, but 4, all 4 in the last shell, like if it has 4 electrons in the last shell, it's very difficult to lose all the 4. And to gain also, because there must it's difficult to find someone or some atom to give 4 electrons to carbon. So it's difficult. Both these situations are very difficult. Okay, so carbon prefers in the easy thing. It prefers to share.
Teacher, in covalent bonding, we share, right? We don't gain or lose, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, share. Okay, now next part is, you can write the same answer, okay? Hydrogen which has 1 electron can form both H plus ions and H minus ions. Explain why. This is the same thing, that hydrogen has only one electron. Okay, only 1 electron. So it can lose that 1 electron, and form H positive ion, or it can gain 1 electron to form H plus ion, sorry, H negative. Okay, so in this hydrogen and carbon has the same case, like they have equal number of electrons which they can lose or gain. Okay, but the difference is that carbon has too many electrons to give, okay, which it does not want to. So the carbon prefers to share. And same like hydrogen has equal tendency to give and take also one electron. It can give because it has like, there is only 1 electron to give. Okay, but hydrogen also prefers to share the electrons, that we will see in the next chapter. Then hydrogen also shares. Carbon also share and hydrogen will also share the electrons. Okay, but hydrogen can form plus charge also and minus charge also. Okay, you can write the same answer. And then I'll discuss part E with you. Quickly note it down. Write it, beta. Done, girls?
Yes.
Done.
Okay, I'm erasing the ink. And then we will discuss part E. Okay. Now part E is, why do some people say that hydrogen should be above lithium in the periodic table and others argue that it should be above fluorine? Okay, now in the periodic table, this is a periodic table, 7, 8. Okay, so this is group 1, group 2, then the middle block, group 3, 4, 5. Okay, I will make 6 also here. 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, so group 1, see, it has lithium, sodium in it, and group 7 has fluorine, chlorine, bromine in it. Now, some people argue that hydrogen should be here in group 1. Okay, hydrogen should be here. And the others are saying, some people say that hydrogen should be here in group 7. Okay, they argue. Why is it so? Because hydrogen has only...
Teacher, may I tell?
Yeah, sure.
Teacher,
Has
do
only
you
one.
find that it should be in the group 7 because it's a non-metal?
And teacher, also because it can gain or lose an electron. So it's basically
Yeah, very good. That's the
Yes,
problem.
teacher, and they're saying that it should be in group 1 because it can lose electron too, so it
It can
acts
lose
like
it.
a metal.
And it
Very,
can gain an electron. It's just like carbon.
very good. Excellent. See, hydrogen has only one electron. Okay, so it has, like I told you, that it has equal tendency to lose the electron, to lose that one electron and become H positive, like group 1 metals. Okay, or it can gain one electron and become H negative, like group 7 halogens. Okay, so it has equal tendency to form plus charge and minus charge. So if it forms plus charge, it will behave like metals of group 1, and if it forms minus charge, then it behaves like non-metals, halogens. So that's why people argue that it should be
So,
some.
teacher, where should it really be?
It is actually in the periodic table, it is actually above lithium in group 1. They place it in group 1 because it has one electron in the outermost shell. All of
Okay,
these
teacher.
non-metals, they have one electron in the outermost shell. Okay. For lithium also, we discussed that lithium has 3 electrons. So it is 2 and 1. Sodium has 11 electrons. So it's 2, 8, 1. Okay. So all of these alkali metals, they have one electrons in their outermost shell. And so as hydrogen. Hydrogen also has only one electron. Okay, in outermost shell. So that is why preferably they put hydrogen above lithium. Okay, but it's the argument. Sometimes you find hydrogen in the middle also in some of the periodic table. Like if you search the periodic
Yes.
table on Google, so some periodic tables you can find hydrogen in the middle also, like somewhere here in the air.
Teacher, it's middle.
Yeah. Okay, so can you write the answer by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so just note down the points.
So we can like write it in our words or our own words.
Yeah, in your own words. And just write briefly. It shouldn't be so too much big or shouldn't be too much small.
Okay.
And only 1 minute is left, so there is no time to start a new chapter. So inshallah we'll do it in the next class, okay? The new chapter, covalent bonding.
Teacher,
Okay,
when do we have to submit this question answer?
Yes,
miss.
This work now as the question answer discussion is complete, so you can start doing these questions in copy, and I'll give you some ending date, like the due date. Like maybe I'll give you 16 September, Thursday, like before Thursday you have to submit it. Okay, or 17. So 16, 17, keep 16, 17 in your mind. Okay, and start doing these questions in copy.
Okay, miss.
Okay, teacher, can I just ask like a simple question from the periodic table?
Yeah, sure.
So, teacher, there are two elements, La and AC. Why did star?
Because when they put the, actually there are, if you see the periodic table, there are 2 rows at the bottom also. At the bottom of the periodic table, there are 2 rows, lanthanum and actinum.
Yeah, there's a thick line between them.
Yeah, they are between them. So if they put these 2 lines in the middle in the actual periodic table, then periodic table will be too long. So to keep it short, they just put they took these 2 rows and put them at the bottom.
Okay, thank you so much.
Otherwise, it will be too long, too big. That's why. Otherwise, they are the part of transition metals. They are all transition. Okay, the time is up. Okay. We'll start the next chapter inshallah in the next class. This covalent bonding one.
Miss.
So you can start doing your question answers now.
Hafiz, miss. Have a nice day.
Let's have a nice day.
Teacher, have a nice
You can also go. I'll give it to you day after tomorrow. Okay? Allah Hafiz, beta. If you want to work, then give it to me day after tomorrow. Because tomorrow you will not come now. And I cannot give you now. But day after tomorrow, give me in the morning so that I can check and give it to you on the same day.